Alright, as I told you the other day on the video, I was going to make a video talking about the pricing of these little waxes. I thought, in my stupidity and ignorance, that they would probably cast for about $50 each. Well, I was wrong. They're much more expensive. And the foundry explained exactly why. These little pieces take time, foundry time, to create. And they charge $45 an hour. Let me explain something. These little tails on the buffalo right here, and those little legs right there, well, that adds about $12 to the production of this piece to work on those. Now, with those pieces at $12, I have to multiply that in such a way that I can actually pay for the casting. When I sell the bronze, I have to be able to pay for the casting and replace the casting and still have something left over to live on, to make a profit on it. But the one thing that you have to understand is when you sell them through a gallery, they take 50% of the selling price. So out of my share, I pay for all the costs of producing the piece. Out of their share, they pay for all the costs of running their gallery and everything like that. So, nobody gets off scot-free as far as, pricing goes. So that $12 addition of those little tails and that the legs that are sticking out there by themselves will cost me in the long run $60 for each casting. And that's on top of what it's going to cost even without the tails. So, I try to keep these in the $200, $300 range, but they're going to be a little higher, quite a bit higher than that. If anybody is interested in purchasing any of these pieces, just let me know. Contact me through my channel or whatever, and I'll give you the special price that I'm going to have for my friends on YouTube. Alright, what I'm doing is I'm being enlightened as to what's going to reduce the cost of producing this. Now, if I left those legs the way they are right now, the casting cost would be much more than if I filled in between legs, because if they have to break out the mold here, there's a possibility the legs will break, and it makes it really hard for them to, and time consuming for them to take the mold apart on this piece. So what I've got to do is some way artfully to fill in underneath the buffalo and between his legs, so that there's no vacant space there. And that's the dilemma I'm in right now. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that and not lose the integrity of this small little piece. Ain't that nice? But I'm just trying to think, how can I do this and not ruin it? So I'm using this Sculpty, this clay that they've got here at the foundry, to see what I can do to fill in the space. And believe me, I'm not happy about this, but there's nothing I can do. this tail I had hanging out here, right here, needs now to go against the leg because that makes a problem too. So I'm going to have it like it's swinging and up against his leg. That's not a big deal. It's a learning process. I've never done small pieces before, so it's a little interesting to find out what I didn't do right. Anyway, as you can see with this buffalo, I had to fill this in at the foundry, and you just saw that video. And I'm going to redo this little part down here because I want it to look like dust or like sagebrush, like he's coming through sagebrush. And I'm going to do it out of wax, so I'm going to take all this clay out and redo that part of it. And I have to fill it in. If I don't fill that in, that costs me almost $70 more to produce this one little bronze. And it's just mind-boggling. And it's still going to cost because this little beard here, they have to run a sprue, kind of like a, I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's a tube that will go from the base to the beard so that the bronze will flow evenly. And then they have to cut that off in bronze, and then they have to do a little grinding there and there. Now, I am going to have to just put up with that because I'm not going to take that off. I had to put the tail right next to the body because having it hang out there by itself added about $12 to the total cost of this piece. And like I said before, that works into about $60 by the time you add up what you have to do to make a living off of it. So the only pieces that I'm going to actually cast into bronze are these three pieces here, and whatever other ones I come up with in the next week or so. I'm going to actually start a piece here in the house that I'm going to do starting next week. I'm not certain what it's going to be yet, but all right, that's a little tutorial on the art of casting and the cost of casting and some of the things you sort of have to think about when you're doing artwork. But like I said, I'll have a special price for friends of mine on YouTube, and if you just contact me, I'll be glad to give you those prices. All right.